Hello, my name is Charlotte Tinarahanga. I'm the Charter President of RRC Butabika Royals. I'm here to talk to you about Rotary and the work that we'd like to do in the field of mental health. The gap that we've been seeing has been enlarging and we haven't really ventured into it. Butabika Royals at the moment is partnering with the Butabika Hospital to create awareness in our country, worldwide, about the mental health. We feel this mental health has not been dealt with, and it's lying under one of the area focus, disease prevention and treatment. If focused and tackled early, it can be well managed.
And I'm adding on my voice to the mental health awareness campaign that is going on. Mental illnesses are actually common and they affect almost 1 in 4 to 5 people. But many times people don't realize that they are actually facing mental health problems. And the reason why is that maybe sometimes we don't distinguish mental health and mental illness. Mental health actually should be everyone's concern because many people, go through stresses in life. They are not able to cope with the daily stresses of life. And when we think of this COVID situation, it has actually led many people to become aware of mental health challenges because it has come with a lot of things, the lockdown, business closures, church closures, especially where we get, sometimes support, lack of jobs, children are out of school, the adolescents are being affected. There are many people who are, the children are becoming pregnant, they are becoming idle, people are using drugs. A lot of things are happening. And then, facing death, illnesses, uncertainties. You find that all that can contribute to mental health problems.
Mental illness to me is genetical. My mother is suffering from mental illness. My brother and even the children of my brothers have the same problem.
Mental illness is in our family. It is genetic.
My first contact with mental health services was 1997, way back when I was still at the National College of Business Studies, pursuing a higher national diploma in marketing. I was a student leader for much of my growing up in secondary school. I was a head prefect and I was heading the whole school, including the advanced level, A levels, but I was in the ordinary level. And so when I went to tertiary institution, I thought I would pursue my student leadership further, and I chose to contest for the guild elections, which were strenuous because they were so commercialized, if I may say, and it was strained on me. I left my room, went to my girlfriend's room to stay there. It strained on her. She asked me to leave. I found myself at my uncle's place where I barricaded myself in a room, and eventually the house was broken into and they took me to police post, from where I was, my family looked for a clinician from Butabika Hospital, came, gave me a job, and I was taken to Butabika Hospital.
I got the mental illness after my school, whereby I spent some time looking for what to do. And of course, it wasn't very easy for me. I would relate that maybe to the fact that during my school, I wasn't prepared enough to know what follows after school.
They beat me up. Sometimes I would give out my properties and nobody cared really what was happening to me. Not until I was brought in Butabika Referral Hospital for treatment, and later I was diagnosed with bipolar. Bipolar is an illness where there are 2 episodes in your life. There's when you're manic. In manic phase, I used to be very violent, very aggressive, talkative, restless all the time. and I'd fight a lot. And when I was in my depressive phase, that was a time when I was so sympathetic and very kind, and I would give out all my properties to the needy. I was so kind with people and very loving.
Depression, it is normal to feel sad. But if you see that your sadness has stayed for long and it is impairing your functioning, you're beginning to start to think about killing yourself, you are no longer interacting with people, you're withdrawing from work, you're getting so grouchy and irritable all the time, people even fear to come near you, you really need help.
The paranoia went higher, and she would, for instance, burn up the toys of the children and say they have got witchcraft in them and things like that. And of course, I just didn't understand. The person I knew from all time for over 10 years, how all of a sudden this business of everything being evil and devilish and having witchcraft and how the maids are molesting the children and stuff like that. I just was confused a little bit. So this came to a head, I think in 2009, early 2009, when baby 4 was just about 9 months. And then Angela had her first episode, which we call episode, which is a breakdown.
Training on both sides. We train the students, also we train staff. The hospital also does research in different areas, but mental related.
A person with a similar problem trying to help another person.
And after some time, when I recovered, luck struck me. I was trained as a peer support worker by the East London team. I started helping my friends in the community, offering them support, and the community started looking at me in a positive way. Others would even start calling me names like, hey, Ali, Musamesa is now a teacher, once a teacher is now a doctor. These days we see her helping her friends who are also mentally sick like her. You see the other person from the other family, she's now okay. Who did that? It was Chandru who went and visited her and encouraged her. They moved together to church, the markets and so on. We see now has recovered, does not move naked on the streets anymore, can take him or herself to the hospital to come and get her medication on her own. And that was a triumph in my life.
Because you have gone through it, or you have been there, it makes your work easier to help that person. A person, I'm giving an example, will I be fine, will I be fine, coming like 20 times to ask you the same question. You don't show that you don't love her, you show kindness. When you are being a peer supporter, you have to be with those qualities: care, kindness, sympathy, empathy, courage, instilling hope, and many others to help the other peer to know that she's not alone and to accept the situation the way it is. It's not difficult, but it needs a heart to do it.
When I was on OPD, those people for the first days, they were calling me Musawo. And I told them that I am not a Musawo. I am someone with the lived experience of mental health. And they continued, Jenny wa Musawo. How can you say that you have spent so many years without a relapse? Whereas for us, we are relapsing every time.
A relapse, it's going very high, beyond normal, beyond a normal person's mood. These are mood swings. The moods go up and others go down. But we need to be here, not there, neither there. We have to be there in the middle.
Relapse is something when you have been on what, and you go back to the community, and then you became unwell again in a few over months, over years. But for me, I was telling them that I have spent like 20 years by that time when I started. So hearing my story, it helped so many people who were coming for reviews with their carers.
Over the years, I've seen the pain that people with mental illness go through. I've seen the fact that wherever they are, people do not notice them, people do not see them. They are invisible people on the street. Nobody really cares for them. One of the things that I do see often in the hospital is people coming in for the first time. When they are forced to come into the hospital, they have nowhere else to go. I have noticed that people come in with fear, people come in with anxiety, and all this is sometimes just because they do not know what is available for them. They do not know that there is even a future that is available for them. The knowledge that there is of mental health in the country is so limited, and I think we really need to pay a little bit more attention to mental health in a way that is a little bit different, that more people will get to know. There'll be less stigma for mental health.
In Botanica, we treat people, and people are discharged on treatment, but many times when they go back home, they find a very hostile environment, because people at home still look at them with the mind of how they were before they got treatment. If this person was aggressive, everybody is going to start to behave so defensive around this person.
The problems we normally find in the community sometimes when we are back from the hospital is stigma. At times they feel we are pretentious, we are not sick, we are just trying to act it out. They feel you want to gain maybe favor. The love is not given to you in good amount.
Many people with mental health challenges are stigmatized, they are discriminated, they are called names, Mawaya, Molalu, that kind of thing also affects them.
Treat them like they're normal people. Treat them the way you'd like yourself to be treated. If this person comes back home and it's their turn to cook, please give them a chance to cook. It makes them feel better that they have prepared a meal for the family.
And people who have somebody with mental illness in their family have a fear of letting others get to know. One of the things that happens in our tribes, in culture it was, is when somebody has a patient who is mentally sick, they try to hide them so that the rest of the family can get married, because of the fear that if they know that there is somebody with mental illness, they will not come to get married in that family.
Due to the mental health crisis, I felt led to write my book, Breaking Free, and document my journey on my recovery with bipolar. And the reason why I felt that this is something which is important, because we don't have a lot of literature by Africans, by Ugandans. So why I'm sharing part of these details is because some people will wonder, if I've been diagnosed with a mental illness, will I ever have a family?
When people listen to my story of mental illness, they think it could be a sad story, but there's a good picture about it, because I've been able to find love, and I've found a person who has believed in me and accepted me as I am, and has been able to bear children for me and start a family. And so I'm happily married with 2 children.
Like the mission of Rotary, we would like to see a world where people come together create a lasting change globally, in our communities, even within ourselves. So members, friends, Rotarians out there, organizations, when we come to your doorsteps and we need to partner with you, please receive us with open arms, because we would like to also create a change in our community, especially in the area of mental health awareness. I thank you all.